Hello friends, I am Arun Tiwari and now I am starting a different series, a complete series on different level of investment. Starting from the day a person start earning and saving, how he should proceed so that he should achieve his goal that I call nowadays freedom at 40. So already in my Hindi channel, I already started that series and I thought I should start in English also, because why my viewers who prefer watching video in English should miss out. Now, let me give you the brief background before I start explaining about the level of investment. I will share a sheet with you also what are the different level of investment, and then after that every video I am going to explain about that particular investment level and how you should proceed. So let's begin. Earlier I used to call it retirement at 40, but see, retirement word itself doesn't look very good. So basically I'm talking about like most of us start working at maybe that's say the age at 25, and most of us start working not because we love working, because there is a lot of requirements from our personal background, from our family, and we need to achieve certain financial goals. But always I feel that every person should get a second chance in life. Now as an Indian, most of us when start working, we work to meet our expenses. So sometimes we work on a project or in a company which we don't like, but still we have to go office every day. We have to work because we have to secure our family at least financially. But it cannot continue all the time. A life cannot be so boring that I just get my graduation or post-graduation, started working, then after 60 I retired and everything is over. A story of a normal person also should be slightly exciting, right? You will accept that everybody wants slightly exciting life. So maybe 40 is a right spot where we can at least save that much amount which ensure that we should not work just to meet our expenses. That I call freedom at 40. So after 40 still we are very young. At the same time we have already achieved our financial goals, and now we can decide what we want to do for maybe next 20 years of our life. Maybe we want to start our own startup. Maybe I want to travel around the world. Maybe I want to fulfill all those, you can say, ambitions which I left because I have to meet financial goals. Maybe I like playing certain games. Maybe I like to become expert of something else. So all these things can be only possible when I achieve my financial goals. Now understand one thing, earlier I was talking about MTF, margin trade funding. Now margin trade funding is one of the way or one of the level to achieve my goals, but it is not all the goals. So I just realized that if I just talk about MTF is not suitable for everybody. A person who is just starting his career, he cannot put his money in MTF because first thing, he doesn't have enough money. Second thing, he doesn't have experience. And also he doesn't have enough patience to wait for 3 to 5 years. So he should start something very easy, slightly more safer. And that's why I created this level of investment in which I will tell you how you should climb step by step, moving from one level of investment to different level of investment at different age, at different level of investment, and a different level of patience, which is very much important if you really want to become a successful investor. So I will be shifting my thing to a small, you can say, sheet which I have created, and I'm going to talk about level of investment in two parts. First part, I will tell you two ideas which can help you to achieve your goals faster while working only on yourself. So the first part is the investment which you can do with yourself. There is no further, there is no requirement to put money in some other company. You yourself is a company, an enterprise, and if you really invest in yourself, you can get much more return than anything else. Second part, I will tell you the investment which we have to do in other companies, mutual fund, insurance, IPO, whatever you call them. And then after this initial briefing, initial video, I will make video on each level explaining how you should start. So let's begin. So as you can see in my screen, I have divided in two parts. One part is self-investing and second part is other investment. Now self-investment is, there is two steps only. First step is basically training or learning, and second step you can think about startup. So let me explain it very simply. Now when you start your career, like most of people maybe as 25 they start their career, then one thing they stop is learning. They don't learn new things. They think, okay, my education over, my graduation or post graduation is already over, and every Saturday there is only one simple goal: let's party. Now the problem is, in this world where AI is changing the game every day, if really you want to be in that game, you have to reinvent yourself every day. Simply I'm asking that when you start earning, say at 25, at least till next 5 years, you should put at least 5 to 10% of your savings towards self-improvement. Some small courses, some upgrades, some new technology, the training on new technology, maybe something which is very hot topic you can learn. And this small thing can really make you top in your game. And any company you are joining, the people or the company will be ready to pay you slightly more premium. So the first tenure, if I say 25 to 35, is basically you are going to make more money from your career than making money from anywhere else, because initially your investment amount is very small. So even you choose the riskiest possible investment, the risk will be high, return will be very low because your capital is very less. So in the initial 10 years, you are the most important investment. So always invest in yourself, stay in top of the game, and if it requires switching the company or working hard, don't shy away, because this 10 years is going to define whether you are going to retire at 40 or you are going to struggle till 60. So this is the first improvement which most of you do. You are a multi-bagger investment in yourself. Don't stop investing once you start earning. So this is the first important part you have to do. Second is startup. Now what is a startup? I don't have to tell you. A lot of things are going on in the country, especially on technology, on AI and everything. So if you are a person working in any field, I'm not just talking about people who are in IT field. Like I will give my own example. I'm a CA, chartered accountant. And what is my specialty? My specialty is tax compliances. Now I'm not in IT field, but as a CA I have a requirement with most of the startup. So when most of the founder, they start their company, they don't have one thing which is called money, but they still need people, dependable people who can guide them, who can help them to take that company to a certain level. Now what you can do if you really top in your game, like I will tell you just my example. When I qualified as a CA, I always try to learn different, you can say, compliances. Maybe it's a SEBI related compliances, international taxation, anything which can help me to help somebody else. And then after that I started building my contacts with most of founders. So I was on many startup founder like forums, and there always these people who are building a new company, most of them are coming from the background other than legal background or tax background, and always they need somebody who can tell them that what kind of company they should form, what kind of compliances they have to do, whether they should take the PF registration or not, all this small thing. But they don't have money to hire a full-time CA. They cannot pay 1 or 2 lakh rupees, and most of the time I have not charged them a single rupees, and I helped at least 8 to 10 such companies. Now what happened, if you help 8 to 10 such companies, up to like maybe in the period of 5 to 7 years, maybe 7 to 8 companies will just go dust. They will not do anything and they will just go bust and close down. But 1 or 2 company, either they will be bought by some big company, or they may go up to IPO, or some other way they can get some bigger fund. And if initially you help them, and the founder, out of courtesy, definitely they should extend you some 2 to 5%, 10% shares, which you can ask for also. Okay, fine, I'm going to help you because maybe you are an AI developer, maybe you are a top technology, maybe you are a strategist. So you can, first thing, you go build your network with all these founders. They will definitely, if you really have that kind of top in the game skill, they will need your skill some or other way. And then instead of charging them money, you just ask them that if you really want my help, just give me some shares. That's not a problem, whether it's 2% or 5%. Don't bargain on that, because you don't know whether the company is going to make that level or not. So just be courteous, help them get 2 to 5%, and out of 10 companies in 7 to 10 years, next 7 to 10 years, even 1 or 2 companies makes a cut. This, your 2 to 5% at least can create 10 to 15 crore, 20 crore. and worst condition, at least you can get 5 crore. So even you get a 5 crore, you are set. You don't have to do anything. 5 crore you are putting somewhere, you are getting almost 50 lakh rupees every year. You can easily retire. So this is the second thing I told you which you should do. When you are just starting up, you are young and you can spare some time, help some startups to take it to next level. So this definitely you should do. I'm not making a complete detailed video because it is something related to, you can say, not about investment, it's more about self-investment. Now, the second part, or the part 2, we were going to talk about the actual real investment, where we're going to invest in other companies rather than investing in ourselves. So I have created 8 levels. In Hindi video, I have created only 7 levels. I forget about PMS. Now, by the way, PMS is called Portfolio Management Services. So I'm going to talk about each this level, not only the normal questions. I'm going to give you some very good tips which are going to save either money or either going to save some cost, like some give you more returns. So I'm going to start with insurance, like health insurance and life insurance. Don't worry, I'm not going to sell any policy. I'm not agent with any agency, so that is not purpose of making this video. The video is basically a purpose to give you some answer to some question which people forget to ask, and then when the real situation arises, they have to pay from their pocket, from their investment. And if you are just starting your career, that's not a good thing. So in this whole series, I am going to talk about all these levels, that when you are starting as a young fresher at 25, how you should start, what should be your first priority, what should be your second priority, and how you should increase your level. Now, because why I'm talking about levels, most of people are stuck with FDs. Then some people dare and they go and they stuck with mutual funds. Now, one thing I'm telling you, if you really want to become millionaire, you need to have at least 7 to 10 different sources of income. Same way, if you really want to earn money through your investment, you have to up your game, up your level at different places. You have to have different 7-8 level of investments. Then only you can achieve a good average return on your investment. So as you can see, the level 0 is basically when you start. The first important part, you have to talk about insurance, and in insurance the most important part about health insurance and life insurance. So in next video I will talk about that, and I will also give you some very good idea. Like if I talk about life insurance, people forget a very important thing. Most of time they take a life insurance where money is paid if something happens to the subject. That means the person who has taken the money, taken the insurance. But what happens if that person is injured? The person is not dead, but he is not alive also, and he becomes a burden on the family. At the same time, he doesn't get anything from the insurance policy. This happens because most of people are not they don't know there is something called permanently disability, and there is a rider for that also. In most of the policies, this is built in, but the cover is maybe 25% of the total cover. So suppose you take an insurance policy of say 10 lakh rupees, then they will give only 2.5 lakh rupees, which is nothing. So there is a way to take a rider which is called permanent disability rider. In that case, you don't only get a lump sum amount, you also get some fixed monthly income up to maybe 5 years or 10 years, which helps somebody to become stable maybe by the time he will start working again. So it's very important to include that rider in your life insurance. If it is not there, you need to change your policy, you need to talk to your insurance advisor, right? The second thing about health insurance, most of cases I've seen people don't have any health insurance other than their company's health insurance, and they're very proud of their company's health insurance. Let me tell you, the company's health insurance is a group health insurance, so it doesn't cover everything. Maybe some cases you need to cover your family member, maybe your father, your mother. They provide hardly some insurance. Another thing, suppose what will happen when after 5 years, 10 years, you're going to leave the company. That time if you're going to buy health insurance, it will be very costly. So these are some small things which you need to know. And why you need to know? Because if you don't do this insurance thing first, and you start directly you jump on level 1 or level 2, then what will happen? Whatever you're going to save, maybe in 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, just one sickness, one illness, one tragedy, medical tragedy in the family, and all your savings will be gone. And worst thing can happen, your saving can go at such time when your mutual funds are already down. So you invested 5 lakh rupees, it is already become 4 lakh rupees because market is 20% down, and then you have to sell all the mutual fund at 4 lakh rupees, be a 1 lakh rupees loss, and then all these 4 lakh rupees goes towards medical expenses. Now understand, if you take 2 years initially to build 5 lakh rupees and it goes like one stroke, you will lose the hope. You will never start investing again. So always, before you start building your fortress, take insurance to protect it. So I'm going to talk about all these things. A mutual fund, also I'm going to give some good ideas or some good tips about the mutual fund, like how you should start, how the mutual fund can save you a lot of taxes also. Okay, why you should not invest in like a dividend reinvestment plan, why it is bad idea, why you should not invest through a broker if you or a mutual fund advisor if he's not giving any good advice to you, what is called direct plan, indirect plan, all those things, small things, but it's going to make a huge difference in long term. I'm going to tell in this series. Same way about small case, I spoken about small case, but I will show you in this video that what is actually that small case, how it works, how you can find the better small case out of lot of small case which has been launched. Then I'm going to talk about in level 3 IPO strategies. IPO can make a lot of money, but getting allotment is a big risk, or you can say big difficult part. The biggest difficult part, you don't get allotment. So I'm going to talk about some strategies where you can get allotment, and then after that I'm also going to talk about what if you don't get allotment but still you can buy stocks and make money. There's a way to identify newly listed companies and collect their shares over the time and get some good return on them. So that's also I'm going to talk. MTF already I spoken, but I'm going to also talk in the level 4 how to choose stocks for MTF. So MTF, like you buy any stocks and it's going to give you 15% return, it's not going to happen that way. You have to choose proper stocks, maybe the stocks which are already very like depreciated, or the stocks which are value oriented stocks and which is going to make a big splash in upcoming years. So you have to deploy certain you can say analysis techniques to find out those MTF stocks before you build a portfolio. Small cap, everybody knows. Okay, spelling is wrong, let me correct it. So small cap is basically about those companies who are just started, who are not that big, right? So there are some companies which are very good, and if you invest properly and invest in a long period, they can grow and they can become mid cap, they can become large cap, and in that process they can give a lot of value money to you. But again, these are risky bets, so you cannot take these small cap bet at level 1 when you just started earning. So you understand, for every level it requires certain level of money, certain level of, you can say, risk bearing profile, and certain level of patience. So with age, patience comes. If I ask somebody at 25 to be patient like 40 or 50, it's not going to happen. At the 25 you are very energetic, you are restless, and that time if I ask you to take some risky bet, most of the cases you are going to lose money, right? So that's why I created this, and I will tell you what particular like you can say level of income, level of age, level of patience you should enter that particular level. Then level 6 we are going to talk about small and medium enterprises. Now there is an exchange which only lists small and medium enterprises, or we can talk about micro cap. Micro cap is smaller than small cap. So there are, if you choose some stocks, maybe in long term they can give you a very good return. So not all the money, but suppose by the say time where at 35 I have a portfolio like say 80 lakhs or 90 lakhs or 1 crore, I can put 5 lakh rupees, 10 lakh rupees in SME in micro cap, and I can just say that okay fine, if it grows I will give you good money, and maybe if it even vanishes I am fine with that. So that is one thing. And then level 7 I am going to talk about my own long-term option selling. So I deal in Nifty option sale. Nifty option sale is not a trading. If I'm talking about long-term, like I can sell an option for maybe December 2025, December 2026, and if you choose properly, if you place your bet properly, you can make 6 to 7% return yearly. Now you will say, sir, yearly? I know people who are talking they can make 10% every day. So there is one person who has made this kind of claim. They are already under SEBI net, Asmita Patel, and this lady has made fool out of maybe 1,000 or lakhs of people, and there is a 55 lakh rupees of 55 crore rupees of penalty, and which is going to be increased up to 104 crore rupees penalty. These are the people who show you this kind of dreams. So if I tell you personally, I have done 7 years of this long-term option selling. First thing, it doesn't give you more than 6-7%. And second thing, if you say, sir, 6-7%, I can make that money from my FD. The good point only about long-term option selling, you don't need separate capital for them. So if you have your portfolio, you can pledge the portfolio, and with zero capital you can start long-term option selling. And if it's long-term, you don't have to deal with them daily basis. Maybe once in a month, quarter in a month, you have to just review them. And some, like if you take 10 positions, 5 positions, 6 positions will give you money. 3-4 position will go into losses. So after reducing losses, your net return is going to be not more than 5-6% per year. Remember, if anybody is telling you more than that, he is simply a fraud. Now level 8 is when you become super rich, maybe 2 crore, 1 to 3 crore rupees you are setting, and now you need somebody who is professional, who can take slightly more risk but generate better returns. So I have created a whole research on PMS. PMS is known as Portfolio Management Services, and you need minimum 50 lakh rupees to invest them. But if you choose right PMS, they can generate up to 30-40% return every year. After their charges also, you can get 20-23%. So suppose if I am getting 20-23% every year, in 3 years my money will double. And the best part is that I don't have to do anything. Everything these fellows is going to do, I am going to enjoy life. I do not want that after 40, I am going to put my head in my investment every day. So that time this PMS play comes into picture. And then something called AIF, Alternate Investment Fund. These are the fund where you require minimum 1 crore rupees. But the good part, the AIF is more open, like more broad than any investment. So they can invest even in startups, they can invest in SME companies, they can invest anywhere in the world. They get some good opportunity. So their great idea or good idea is that if you get a good AIF, I'm not talking about that every AIF is great, but if you get a good AIF, they can really make you rich, make you good money over the period, provided because they have a lot of reach. They can invest in pre-IPO companies. So all those things which is not available to us as a small investor, these people can reach out. So in this series is not going to be very long. I'm just going to talk about the most important part. But once you get an idea, you will realize, you will feel that most of things you would never know that is possible. The only thing, see, more money you have as an investment, it open up more opportunity, more avenues. So if you don't have money, breaking head today will not make any sense. Just going for tipster or fake gurus, it's not going to make money for you. The only thing, patiently you have to build your portfolio first, build your money. Once you got the money, you don't even have to break your head. There are a lot of good companies, good portfolio managers who can make a lot of money for you without even blinking your eyes. So this is all I'm going to talk in this series. I know this video has become slightly long, but friends, this is my genuine effort to help all those people who are just starting their career, or they are in middle of their career and they want to retire early, they want to free from the financial, like you can say slavery, or maybe forced slavery, whatever they're going to. If I say about India, 90% people are not happy with their work. Not because the work is very bad, but maybe because it is most sort of forced than voluntary. So somebody want to become a singer, but he is maybe a software engineer because the singing doesn't give that much money, right? So anyhow, you can live that life up to a certain age, but not always. Most of us have a dream that one day I will buy my favorite dream bike and I will go for all over India tour. It's very much possible, very much achievable. Just you have to start planning for that. So friends, in this video, that's it. Hope you like this video. If you like, then share and subscribe, and also put your questions during this whole series. And maybe if I get very good feedback, I will share few more, you can say, important research which I have done myself, including the 5 years return of the PMS. Then I have also created a research on IPOs, that what kind of IPOs make money, what kind of IPO doesn't make money. So all those things I have done a research, I will share with you if I get good feedback. So that's all in this video. Thank you. Have a nice day.